Mishra, DC of Seeds, Mr. Joy Alukas, Shri Nirav Bansali ji, Shri Sabyasachi Ray ji, all my dear friends assembled here on this very, very momentous occasion where we are inaugurating the Iijs Signature 2024 prestigious show that we have been hosting in the gem and jewelry sector for many years. Friends from the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I was a little unsure whether the police was to protect you from me or to protect me from you. पर इतने गन टॉटिंग पुलिसमैन की जरूरत इस रूम में क्यों पड़ी? आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड आपके एग्जीबिशन में जरूरत हो, पर मेरे से तो डर नहीं है ना. But thank you very much for this award. It was totally unexpected and I was not aware that either you are felicitating me or giving me an award. And I don't know whether the protocol also allows you to break that rule. You have to at least inform the person before you.
So when we were distributing, I have taken all the responsibility.
तो अपने होने का लाभ आप लोग थोड़ा मिसयूज कर लेते हैं, पर वास्तव में बहुत खुशी की बात है मेरे लिए कि मैं आज मुंबई का नए वर्ष का पहला कार्यक्रम आप सबके साथ कर रहा हूँ. Thank you very much for the award. Obviously, I'm most undeserving for it. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been the most vocal supporter and brand ambassador for this industry. He has consistently been looking at what we can do to develop this industry further, how we can expand our international footprint, how we can look at newer sectors coming in the industry. And the whole of the government today, both at the center and in the state, are very dedicated to ensure the success of this important sector. Of course, for almost 2000 years now, India has played a pivotal role, originally as a stone supplier, gem supplier, proceeding to become an important center for jewelry. Today, also a very important sector for the diamond industry, and now taking a leadership role in lab-grown diamonds. And over this journey, I must compliment each one of you for your contributions, for the hard work and innovative efforts that each one of you has put in. My compliments to the entire gem and jewelry sector, to all the players in this sector, right from the designers, manufacturers, marketing, retail, and also your Angadiyas, without whom I don't think you would be able to safely and securely transfer goods across the length and breadth of the country. Of course, Angadiya के साथ दोनों तरीके के सब बंद है. चलो मोदी सरकार में वो पंगा मत लेना, बिना बात का ज़्यादा तकलीफ हो जाए. And really it is good that we are looking at an organized growth of this sector. We are looking at a formal engagement with customers, with the international world. And I truly believe that under Prime Minister Modi's guidance, India will become the global epicenter of this industry. And already in diamonds we find 80% or more, maybe 90% and above are processed in India. Similarly, I think we now have to present to the world the Indian face of gem, jewelry, the entire ecosystem as one holistic family. And ensure both the organized growth of this sector and ensure that we become the preeminent player across the world. And Mumbai, to my mind, is the perfect location for the growth of this sector. There is a large potential, untapped potential, which with your 20-acre park coming up in Mahape in Navi Mumbai can get unleashed. We already have a large diamond bourse in Navi Mumbai. My own sense is that collectively, when we put all our energies together, and I personally commit my full support to make Mumbai and Maharashtra the capital of this industry across the country. Friends, as some of you may be aware, we have a large project coming up at Iijs. We have Mr. Mishra here, Mr. Chavan, who are leading the initiative jointly with the industry, where Colin, Mr. Kothari, Mr. Kotwal, all are working together, and of course other members, Vipul Bhai, Kirit Bhai and all putting in their time, their energy to transform the gem and jewelry section at Iijs, the mega CFC. The mega CFC, the Common Facilities Center, is ready in all respects. My last visit there, amongst my several visits over the last 2 years, showed a beautiful center has come up. The machineries are being installed. We are redesigning the ground floor to make it a beautiful open exhibition place. We have an auditorium there. We'll have the world's best equipment. I hope I'm saying it right. It'll be the world's best equipment that Common Facilities can offer. We'll run training programs there, particularly training programs for the physically challenged, and I compliment GJEPC for that initiative. We also have plans to have training programs for designing, for other sectors of this industry. Along with that, we are replacing all the old buildings that were there in Iijs, where the exporters had housed their facilities, with new buildings, very modern facilities. We call them Nest. 2 buildings are already underway. One should be ready by the end of this month. One should be ready in another 3 or 4 months. By May, I think. May or June, the second building will be ready. And as each building gets ready, the players in Iijs will move to newer premises, and we can then demolish these old structures and create additional facilities and additional space for the gem and jewelry sector. Those of you who are left out, who have not yet been able to get place in Iijs, I think it's the right time to open bookings and make sure that we have a free and fair opportunity for all those who want to take up place in Iijs. You can possibly come up with some guidelines and start inviting applications, and with the diamond and jewelry industry, you can take a hefty upfront advance also. But the place is open for newer development, and I would urge those of you who would like to take the benefit of Iijs to consider coming into Iijs so that you can expand your business in very, very modern and very efficient working environment. Incidentally, we also have ambitious plans for the jewelry park coming up in Mahape, and I assure you the full support both of the government of Maharashtra and the government of India to make sure that that project comes up fast, comes up efficiently. There also I would suggest we look at a model which is very participatory, and more people who come up front can get their place at discounted rates, so that it encourages people to start booking the facilities faster. And I think we should look at the best developers so that we can come up with the facilities, as you said, in about 2 years' time. 3 years' time. No later than 3 years, but start developing it fast, and let's go for something which is truly world-class, unparalleled, and should be the best facility that we can offer for our industry. I still remember our efforts in Dubai, where I saw that they have provided very good facilities for, I think Mr. Joy Akulas must also be over there. They have very good facilities that they have provided to all the jewelers. We should make sure that ours is second to none. It should be the world's best, and we have to get the world coming to India rather than going anywhere else. I'm also happy to learn that just like we had started a jewelry export council in Dubai in one of my earlier visits there, we shall shortly be opening a Hong Kong jewelry export council also in Hong Kong, and gradually spread our wings to capture world markets across borders, across continents. Friends, the key to our success is going to be our global competitiveness. It's going to be the innovative actions that we take. It's going to be our spirit in which we will work with each other, both in collaboration, but also competing with each other. And that is what will take us to the next level across the world. We have a very young, talented, skilled workforce, a very, very affordable workforce. We have talent in our management. We have talent in our designers. Fashion industries in India in big strength. And when we merge fashion and jewelry, I think we become an unbeatable combination. I was seeing some of the presentations in your book. I think fashion plus jewelry together with some of the beautiful destinations in India make India the perfect wed in India destination that Prime Minister Modi has recently appealed to all the rich people that you should wed in India and make India the preferred wedding destination of the world. Incidentally, we just had a wedding in December in Udaipur, which had people flying down from all over the world. And it was an Indian who settled in the United States of America. There were 500 foreigners who attended that wedding in Udaipur. Only about 80 Indians, mostly coming from across the world. And I'm certain that one single wedding would have added significantly both to the textile sector, which is also under me, to the jewelry sector, because I was watching all the clothes that the foreigners were wearing. I was seeing all the jewelry that they were adoring. They were trying to outdo each other. And I realized that Prime Minister Modi has hit a jackpot with this idea of wed in India. And my own sense is this great opportunity for this. Let's market this. And if I remember correctly, किसकी वेडिंग थी? भरत भाई के यहाँ पे एक वेडिंग थी 25 साल 30 साल पहले. भरत भाई क्या थी? वानखेड़े. या आई थिंक आप लोग को भी कुछ जो हमारे उम्र के लोग हैं यहाँ पे, शायद जो युवा है युवती है उनको तो शायद नहीं याद होगा, पर हम में से जिन लोगों ने वो वानखेड़े स्टेडियम में शादी अटेंड की थी उनको ध्यान होगा कि वेड इन इंडिया भारत में लाना और उसको व्यापार में कन्वर्ट करना, टू मेक दैट अ बिजनेस. क्योंकि मुझे याद है मैंने तभी पता लगाने की कोशिश की कि इतना खर्चा किया तो इसका मतलब क्या, व्हाई हैज ही स्पेंट सो मच. बट आफ्टरवर्ड्स आई वाज टोल्ड दैट ही मेड मोर मनी आउट ऑफ द वेडिंग देन द कॉस्ट ऑफ द वेडिंग इटसेल्फ. I hope Bharat Bhai won't take objection to my comment. But believe me, wedding in India is going to be the next big opportunity for economic value addition, particularly for the tourism, hospitality, jewelry and textile sector. And I would urge all of you across the world, market the concept of wed in India and I think it will be great for our business. I'm told our domestic gold jewelry business has grown 20% in the current year. Our international export growth is also in volume terms significant. Prices are a little depressed, but I was just reading an article in one of these books which says that they expect prices to bounce back in 2024. Some of the international experts have mentioned in this book, the little bit of time that I got to read it, they're looking at a bounce back of prices. But I do believe whenever business faces challenges, it comes out a winner, and you really test the mettle of the performers, of the extraordinary talent that we have in our industry. And to my mind, it's time for India to be number one in gem and jewelry. It's time for us to be number one in fashion industry, and Made in India is becoming a great success, but Designed in India is now the future in the electronic industry, in the automobile industry, in the textile industry, in every sector. I am finding design industry coming to India in a big way. Jewelry design should become our next big export, where we start exporting not only our products, but also our designs. We start using modern equipment, modern facilities, some of which will come up at the mega CFC in Seats. And we are looking at certain amendments in the SEZ Act, which will then help domestic industry also take them at the mega CFC and pay in Indian rupees to get their work done at the mega CFC, which will be housed in Seats. So it will be available for domestic and export industry both, and I do hope you will all enjoy those facilities in the months and years to come. The Surat Diamond Bourse was another big success story. Compliments to your industry. It's a beautiful building, the world's largest single building in one location. It beats the Pentagon, and I think now you have a benchmark for the project in Navi Mumbai, and it is this benchmarking and this competitive spirit which will ultimately take the industry to greater heights and make us all successful. By the way, your magazine, Rappaport, it's some leading diamond magazine, has recently named Honorable Prime Minister Modi as the global icon for 2023. And undoubtedly he's a key influencer across the world, having held the rating of the world's most popular leader for the last 9.5 years in a row, week after week. And that weekly survey which comes out, which assesses leaders from across the world, was a matter of discussion in one of my conversations in San Francisco probably a couple of months ago, where leaders from across the world were gathered for the APEC summit. And the Mexican president, His Excellency Mr. Obrador, came up to me and he started talking. He said, there's some American consulting firm which does a weekly survey of global leaders and ranks their popularity. Since I've also been tracking it, I said, Morning Consult. He said, yes, that's the one. We had a translator in the conversation. And he said, I can't understand how week after week, Prime Minister Modi every time becomes the world's most popular leader. And then with a twinkle in his eye, and mark my words, with a twinkle in his eye, very proudly, he tells me, but 1 week, I had overtaken it. So, अब हमको भी सोचना पड़ेगा 500 हफ्ते में से एक हफ्ता कैसे पीछे है. But that is the strength of your leader, somebody who has always been a friend of your industry, somebody who has led India's transformation from the front with his decisive leadership, somebody who has transformed India from a fragile five economy to the world's fifth largest economy with strong macroeconomic fundamentals, with the youth of India ready and willing to engage to make India the world's third largest economy in the next probably 3 years and in the next 25 years. In our Amrit Kal, making India a developed nation, a prosperous nation, where we can eliminate poverty, where we have a large demand, we have a large economy, an economy which will be probably $35 trillion of GDP, growing from 3.7 trillion to 35 trillion in the next 24 years, to become a global economy, to become the envy of the world. And I think we all will be privileged to be a part of this journey. We all will be privileged to enjoy the fruits of this journey, to enjoy the fruits of this growth story. But success comes to those who are willing to work hard, who are willing to go for growth, who are willing to show extraordinary performance, those who are willing to accept challenges, those who are outward looking and look at larger expansion across the world. And I have no doubt in my mind, with brand India becoming the flavor of the world, with global economies looking to engage with India, wanting FTAs with India, wanting better and better 100 crore rupees of turnover or 100 crore rupees of credit limit, 100 crore rupees of credit limit. You can get a whole turnover policy for your bank, which makes your account a safer bet for the banks to lend. Out of that 50 crores, there's a 90% loss recovery through ECGC insurance policy. For the second 50 crores, 50 to 100 crores, there's a 70% cover, insurance cover for your credit limit. I'm keen to expand that. And I have very often asked the captains of industry to see how we can have an industry and ECGC government partnership which will ensure that the baggage of the past can be erased. As Vipul Bhai said, the perception of the industry. And I have no doubt that this is an honest industry, this is an industry which does good work. There were a few bad eggs, but sadly, those few bad eggs have left a very sour taste in the system. But if industry and the ECGC and government can come together and work together, I'm sure we can start looking at individual policies also for individual exporters. We can start looking at expanding the contours of credit. We can start looking at a collective cooperative methodology or process. And therefore, I would like to suggest that we form a committee where we have the ECGC representative, we have the central government, JS, maybe Vipul Bansal could be a part of that, ECGC, ED or MD could be a part of that. We could have